Hey everyone, welcome back to my legislative review. We've had another productive week in the Missouri Senate with debating legislation on the floor and conducting committee hearings. I've had the opportunity to present several more of my proposals to committees, so I'll recap some of the highlights today, beginning with Senate Bill 48. Also known as the Save Women's Sports Act, this bill prohibits biological males from participating in girls' sports in middle school, high school, and college. During my presentation to the Senate Emerging Issues Committee on January 30th, I explained how hard women fought to pass Title IX in 1972 to protect their rights and prohibit discrimination in sports based on sex. I also pointed out how one of the most famous transgender athletes has spoken out against the fairness of permitting biological males to compete against females. If this legislation doesn't pass, and we force women to compete against men who are inherently faster and stronger, I'm concerned it will send the message to women that they and their rights just don't matter. Later that day, I presented Senate Bill 133 to members of the Senate Economic Development and Tax Policy Committee and explained how this act provides tax relief for families who are expecting a child. Under current law, a taxpayer may claim a $1,200 tax credit for a dependent child when filing their income taxes. My proposal will allow taxpayers to claim the credit in the same year the pregnancy is confirmed by a medical professional and a Social Security number has been issued. While having a baby is one of the most life-changing experiences, it can also be the most expensive, with costs associated with birth averaging $18,000. Missouri law states that life begins at conception, in the womb. So I believe our tax code should align with this statute and help cover the expenses that occurred while the child was in the womb. With this legislation, we have a great opportunity to give expecting families some tax relief and fortify our state's strong pro-life laws and values. Following the testimony of witnesses on this measure, I presented Senate Bill 135, a proposal to phase out the corporate income tax in Missouri. I think it's high time we quit taxing revenues that are generated by companies. So my proposal will phase out the 4% corporate income tax over a period of 5 years at 0.8% per year, beginning in 2024 and ending in 2028. Our state has witnessed some substantial increases in these taxes over the past 5 years, and I believe eliminating this extra financial burden will enable corporations to spend this additional revenue on hiring more employees, giving raises, and growing the business. In the long run, this will benefit our state immensely as more corporations envision higher profit margins and decide to open their doors here. I'm pleased to report the committee passed this bill on February 6th. I haven't had the opportunity to present Senate Bill 49 to a committee yet, but since it's my priority bill this session, I want to explain its merits. This Missouri Save Adolescents from Experimentation Act, or SAFE Act, prohibits healthcare providers from performing or recommending gender transition procedures for children under age 18. I have received countless calls and messages from you opposing these procedures and gender-affirming care in general. And while I'm not excited about inserting a governmental wedge between parents and their children, I feel this cautionary intervention is necessary to educate parents and prevent children from being lifelong patients with extremely dire complications. Thank you for tuning in to my legislative review today. If you will, please bookmark my website to track the progress of my sponsored bills at senate.mo.gov/moon. Until next time, I'm Senator Mike Moon.